brain inside the Budokan. Fending off Shinobi and my cool Obi Shotokan. Showing off with my Kama-song. Conversate with Samurai while most was playing Pokemon. Ninja stars instead of fidget spinners in my open palm. Dragonfly, somebody must have told you wrong. Fight into my opus forms. Budo chase perfection till technique is reaching epic form. Kinda doing recess while most of my peers was feeding swans. Ninjas flexing muscle, can't hire boost on broken arms. Genjutsu killer swarms, I triumph till we wrangle along.
Probably from the Wise Guys, and I just saw the ban list. I was just stepping out of work when I saw it, and boy, did my team chat, notifications, text messages, emails. I had a dog stop me on the street, bark at me about the ban. I mean, it was serious. The ban list dropped in the middle of the day at the perfect time. It was kind of the evening, but well, we got some stuff to talk about. Let's just jump straight into it. It's enough of me talking. Shout out to the intro that you just heard. That is our new theme song. Shout out to my friend David Muhammad, aka Brother News, with his new single. There's a new CD coming out, and that is our official theme song. It's an amazing song. You know, I love hip hop, so I love to hear stuff like that. So I appreciate him for that. That will be our theme song from here on out. But let's jump straight into this band list. That's why you're here. First off, banned MX Saber Invoker. Boy, they weren't playing. I think it was a very intelligent hit though. To get straight to business, it was an intelligent hit because MX Saber Invoker is always involved in some kind of shenanigans, so it needed to go. To hit it now is a good thing. You know, think about every deck that it's ever been in. Goki, it was Enabler. Madolche, so on and so forth. Nobody was gonna play it. Like nobody cares about subtiers. Nobody cares, so you won't miss it. But there's so many decks that it was good in that it has to go because it was only gonna lead to something degenerate. Pretty much. There's nothing I can say where it's not absolutely broken that Invoker wasn't in. It was a good hit. Next up was Nightmare Goblin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that the fact that you made a Tri-Gate board with untargetable things made boards unconscionable to deal with, impossible to deal with. It just made everything so unfair. It was so quick. It was quick. It got you an extra summon. It got you an Ibly. It locked your opponent out. Just the Nightmare Goblin by itself. Now you can still go into your Ibly plays, but being able to extend past that and summon again and go into a deeper play, all that is gone. So pretty much, I think World Chalice is back to being the best extra link deck. I still do think Goki is a nightmare. I see what you did there, but it's gone. It's gone. It's not on that level. Before we delve more into this list, I do think Pure is the best deck now. But boy, we got some new kids on the block, and I think Mech Knights is getting a lot better too. Mech Knight Invoked, excuse me. Last but not least on the banned list was Sam Sarah Lotus, intelligent. Nobody wants to deal with the nonsense type plays, so that was an intelligent hit as well. So I think those were all three were very, very thought out. People are gonna complain about Nightmare Goblin and say you should have did more than that. Goki's not dead. Blah 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 blah. I'm fine if I can target something. If I'm playing Pure Sky Striker, for instance, and I can target something, I'm cool. Because all I have to do is play around usually a Tri-Gate. There's gonna be some other stuff. People are still gonna Gumblar. People are still gonna do plenty of things, but not having Nightmare Goblin matters. That's a very, very, very good thing. Next up, we got the limited to one. We got stuff coming up. We got stuff going down. Some long overdue. Some we've been waiting on forever. Super Poly is back. Super Poly is back. Probably the most interesting card on this list. Super Poly being at 1 now. Invoked is going to be a real thing. And for it to be a real thing, I mean, it was already real, but I mean, Super Poly adds a whole nother level. Even though it's at 1, that's still a whole nother level. Elysium can drop on you like that. That's another level that you have to kind of prepare for. Duh, you know, that's kind of a duh type thing. If you didn't think about that, well, now you know. I'm not going to touch too much on all the stuff because that would take me forever and that could be a video by itself. But Super Poly is a very interesting return to the meta. Shadal's, you know, Construct isn't back, so we're not that screwed by it. But it's a powerful card that you can't respond to. So Stay tuned on that. Next up, we got Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones going down to 1. Intelligent hit. A lot of people I see online, they say they don't like this list. I love this list. I think this list is extremely intelligent. It makes everybody adjust, and it adds to the meta because there's so much stuff on this list. There's so much stuff that just opened up. But one that just got closed off was all the decks that were abusing Hornet Drones. They're gone. So now you pretty much have to play Pure, or you got to take that engine out of your deck. Cool, because I feel like Pure is what it was meant to be anyway. You know, I didn't like cards just being thrown in there and the drones being abused. Now you have to actually play the deck. So now you can get your engages. I'd say it's going to drop to about $40 per engage, which is far more affordable. But I do think it's an interesting hit, but it was one that was well needed, and we all expected it anyway. If you followed the OCG, you already knew it was coming. Moving on, we got Card Destruction. Card Destruction down to 1. Or up to 1, excuse me. It's been banned for a while. I think they're just trying to push the dangerous stuff. And hey, if you do what you want when you pop in, you own it. If you want the dangerous stuff to pop off, I don't know why they didn't do anything to Trickstar. That was the one that kind of blew me away, because now like Trickstar can like card destruction you. Is that a thing now? Something to think about. Morphing Jar, number 1. I got it with number 2. That'd have been ignorant. But number 1. Morphing Jar number 1. It's a slow card, so I don't know how worried you're gonna be about Morphing Jar. But Morphing Jar is still Morphing Jar. You know, there's no errata to it. It's still discard, draw 5. That's cool. Flip effects are flip effects. You know, the game is so much faster than flip effects that something ignorant has to break it. Past Princess Tarotra, it has to be something better than that. I am happy to see it back. It's a good thing. You know, I have the Super. I'll show it at some point. I used to have the Ultra. I had the Ultra and the Super, but that's another video too. Hero Lives down to 1, and Stratos has returned. Welcome back, my friend. It's good to see you. Shake my hand. Shake my hand, Stratos. Nah, I think it was a good balance. You couldn't have 3 Hero Lives and Stratos, because then that stuff is popping off too quick. But I think it's very balanced. I think if you trade off the cards, it's all good. I think there's going to be some hand loop stuff happening very, very fast, and Heroes is going to be at the forefront of that, or it's going to be one of those decks that does that very well. I'm interested to see it. You know, Assaulted didn't get touched, so there's still going to be shenanigans there. It just won't be as stupid. Firewall is still around. It didn't get hit. It's going to be an interesting meta, to say the least. Omega got hit to 1. I think this signifies the death of Psyframe, pretty much. It's a rogue deck anyway, but Psyframe being... The hand loop stuff is gone. That's fine. But Psyframes is getting hit indirectly by that. And I have a lot of friends that play the deck, and that's a very skillful deck, but it's kind of no longer a thing. I don't think anybody's going to try to play it. If they do, you know, more power to you. Electromite getting hit to 1 was probably the strangest one on this part of the list. It shouldn't have got hit, but I think it just forces you to play Magicians, which, okay. And if you hit Electromite with the Ghost Ogre, then it's more power. It's a more powerful play. And Magicians is a very fair rogue deck that can happen to go ballistic on you. So, I mean, people can't just black out and just go balls to the wall as hard as they want to. They have to actually play Yu-Gi-Oh now and conserve what play they're going to do and how they're going to build their deck. And it just makes for a pendulum being more balanced. Not that it was that unbalanced, but you know, there could have been some other stuff. We'll leave it at that. Assault Core. That was the weirdest one on this part of the list. Assault Core going to 1. I guess they just wanted to kill ABC the fastest way they could. I think Buster Drake is the best one, technically, but I guess they just picked one and blindfolded themselves, picked one and ran with it and kept on going. Fair enough. I think they're trying to cut down on extremely long grind games. but then they let some stuff back on the list that's going to lead to grind games against other decks, and this deck is going to start with this deck, and this deck is going to start. It just opens up a whole nother gate with those decks. But Assault Core going to 1 is interesting because it's a wrap for ABC pretty much. You know, if you can still play it, then more power to you, but I don't think so. Next up, we got Terraforming down to 2. Fair enough. You know, Terraforming is kind of like a blind, oh, I'm going to play 3 of them. Unless you don't want to see your field spell too much. Diagram is an example of that. You know, Diagram will make you run out of resources. I think the Sky Striker field spell, people are just now playing 3, and now you're going to play 2, so that doesn't hurt. I think it does make for strange deck building because you have to replace the drones, but people will figure that out in 2 seconds. Scapegoat going down to 2. Scapegoat is a very, very powerful card, so I think they're just kind of testing the water. Semi-limit has always been weird. I think they kind of test things out with that. I think that's what a 2 of in a deck is for. A limiter removal comes up to 2. Makes for rogue decks being more powerful. Called by the Grave going down to 2. Balanced, fair enough. I think I forgot one earlier on the list. I think Exciton Knight is back. It has an errata. The errata escapes me, and I'm not going to delve into that. You know, just look it up for yourself. My favorite on this list, Cosmo Dark Destroyer back to 2. The first time I ever got an invite in the new era of the game was Cosmos. So it's good to see Dark Destroyer back. A lot of people are irritated by that because Cosmo Dark Destroyer is one of the best main deck boss monsters of all time. And he's back now. So now you can be interrupted. And now these link decks don't have anything, you know, they don't have something to protect them from targeting. So Dark Destroyer can interrupt you in the middle of a turn. Sky Striker, pure Sky Striker is going to struggle with Cosmo. I'm telling you that now. Because Dark Destroyer hitting one of the links, and then you finally being able to get the card off the board, and they go into Forerunner. You know, when it was at 1, it was like, okay, I play around that. Okay, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Or, you know, at least I can see it coming when they take it from the banish pile. But now, Dark Destroyer is at 2. That's a different ball game. It's not 3, but 2 is good enough. 2 makes Cosmo back on the map, and it's something that you have to pay attention to. So welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. On the back to 3 list, up to 3 list, Disc Commander's errata is a 3. It's not going to affect the game that much. Ring Destruction at 3. That's fair. I think it's going to make the burn decks, the chain burn decks, I guess, the Trickstar. I guess they're trying to really keep Trickstar around. I don't know why they didn't touch it at all. Towers going up to 3. And last but not least, Burial from a Different Dimension. That's the most interesting one that I saw because when it got hit before, it was the same kind of setup where zombies were going ballistic. There's a few other things, but zombies was one of the main culprits. And now with zombies returning back, it's kind of pushing, it's a power push. It's going to be interesting. And I feel like in a list or 2, it's going to get hit again. I don't know why they really did it, to be honest. It's kind of like the pendulum stuff to me. You know, zombie plays and the new glow up card. Burial from a Different Dimension is nuts. And I really don't understand that one. That's probably the strangest one. But that's my quick little rundown. You know, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We got so much stuff coming down the pipeline. Again, shout out to the new theme song. We have clothing coming. We have the website. It's like a week away. We've been working on it hand and foot. We have a new sponsor. Shout out to Luxury Playmats, DL. We'll be showing you some new apparel. We got so much stuff coming down the pipe. You make sure you guys stay tuned. We appreciate you guys. YG baby, pass us on to a friend. Make sure they subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you next time, guys.
Train inside the Budokan, fending off Shinobi and my crew, Obi Shotokan. Showing off with my Kama-san, conversate with Samurai while most was playing Pokemon. Ninja stars instead of fidget spinners in my open palm. Dragonfly, somebody must have told you wrong.